Motion carries. We move to our action items, and I'd like to open a final hearing on Nassau County student progression plans. So a public hearing is now open. Dr. Turvey, do you have a recommendation?
I recommend approval of the middle school student progression plan.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I'll ask for any public comment. Seeing none, I'll close the public comment. School board members, questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We'll keep the hearing open. Dr. Turvey, do you have another recommendation?
I recommend approval of the high school student progression plan.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I'll ask for public comment. Seeing none, we'll close the public comment. Questions or comments from the board? Dr. Falker?
I just wanted to make a comment in regards to the changes to the dual enrollment where the students are not able to take classes over the summer. And make sure that there's some way we're communicating that to parents so that as they're planning their children's high school classes and sort of planning out the year that we're communicating that in a way that parents understand the impact of that, because that's a change. And we know we've had a wonderful history of students graduating with their AA degree when they graduated from high school, and that's going to be a little bit more of a challenging hurdle to do when they can't take classes over the summer. So what are our plans to communicate that to parents?
Dr. Turvey?
In addition to the progression plan, Dr. Groomans is in the process of preparing a curriculum guide for the high school students. Because in our progression plan, you can't really give the information in depth that parents need for the advice of to advise their children. So what she's gone through is like list all of the courses that we offer in the county, and whether they're a level 2 or 3, the AP offerings, descriptions of the added program, all the dual enrollment programs to inform the parents. And then of course, she has regular PLC meetings with the counselors and her different open houses at the schools to be able to let parents know. And all the guidance counselors encourage parents to call if they have any questions.
Dr. Burns?
And what you just mentioned, okay, so we have the orientation for the upcoming high school students. Is that part of the information they would share during that time?
It is. They did it at Farmington Beach High School. They've been doing the registration at this point, and then they'll do another invasion of all the students at the first of the year, but they had the meeting for the parents, I think, last week.
Ms. Go.
And I just want to say, I worked with a student who was actually thinking about doing it, and she found out that it was not available anymore, but they have worked out something for her to take for a virtual course to get something out of the way so that she can then take more dual enrollment courses in when it's offered. So the guidance counselor talked to her about that. So they're discussing options that are available.
Dr. Falker?
This was covered in orientation at Fernandez, but we're sure that all of our high schools are covering this in their new orientation.
I can't guarantee that they will, but I know that they go over dual enrollment. And, it's a fluid situation every year when we develop the articulation agreement with the college. Things change, things come down from the legislature, and we have to adjust to that. And, now we get this approved at this point in the year. We have to not only encourage all students that are eligible to take advantage of dual enrollment, but also the AP programs and other programs. So that's the purpose of that new curriculum guide, is to inform the parents. And I think it will be a good tool.
Anything else? So I have a motion and second on the floor. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? The motion carries, and I will close the public hearing. Dr. Turvey, we'll move on to action item 5C, please.
Madam Chair, I request approval of the ratification of the Nassau Educational Support Personnel Association contract for 2014-15 and the 2015-16 year.
Do I have a motion?
Motion made.
Do I have a second?
Second.
And if it pleases the board, we have someone that would like to speak on this item. So Ms. Phillip, if you could, please, your name and address for the board, for the
Good
record.
evening, board members. Dr. Charlie, Superintendent Acting. My name is Marion Phillips, and I'm Supervisor Secretary of Attendance for the Nassau County School Board. And I'm speaking as President of the Nassau Educational Support Personnel Association. I live at 724 South 6th Street, Arnetta Beach, Florida. On behalf of the Nassau Educational Support Personnel Association, I'd like to thank our bargaining team, Adriana Vasquez, who is my Vice President, Richard Lucas, Patsy Webb, Steve Sayers, and George Bowen, our FEA Service Unit Director. I'd also like to thank Suzanne Davis, David Buchanan, Linda Morris, and Cheryl Wood for the dedication, determination, and time that has been spent over the past 2 years in negotiating our 2014-15 and 2015-16 NESPA contracts. We would also like to say thank you to the Nassau County School Board members for recognizing the professionalism of our non-instructional support staff who dedicate themselves daily in supporting, assisting, and making our school district the best in the state of Florida. It is with great pleasure to report that we ratified our contracts February the 15th. The vote was 514 yes and 1 no. Overwhelmingly, our non-instructional support staff voted in favor of the settlement that was reached. With the increases of a step for the 14-15, the $450 pro share